Let's move on now to the final emailed in topic of the day. And the final emailed in topic today comes to us from Alexis Petersson, who writes, with the Mr. Glass trailer out, I was thinking, are these movies, Unbreakable, Split, counted as comic book movies due to their stories? Thanks, Giovanni, and keep up the great work. All right, thanks a lot for the question. And I knew this was going to come up. This is a discussion that me and some other people have had too. Can we count Glass, Unbreakable, and Split as a comic book movie trilogy? Are these comic book movies? You know, it reminds me a lot of the same discussions that we had surrounding Incredibles. Should we consider Incredibles a comic book movie? To that, I would say no. They're not comic book movies. Glass, Split, and Unbreakable are not comic book movies. The Incredibles is not a comic book movie. It's the same kind of debate we had with like Wreck-It Ralph. Is Wreck-It Ralph a video game movie? The answer to that is no. A video game movie is a movie that is based on a pre-existing video game property that they then take and adapt into a movie. That's not Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph is an original film. It's not a video game movie. It's a movie about video games, sure, but it is not a video game movie. A studio didn't take an existing video game and adapt it into a motion picture. That's what a video game movie is, and that's not what Wreck-It Ralph is. Comic book movies, by the true definition, are studios taking an existing comic book, adapting the material into a motion picture. That's not Unbreakable, that's not Split, and that's not Glass. Now, you can play semantics, I believe, and you can say that, for instance, The Incredibles is a superhero movie. I'll agree with you on that. You can label, I believe you can label Incredibles as a superhero movie. I just don't think you can label it as a comic book movie because they are two different things. Often similar, often one and the same, but sometimes different. And I also believe you can label Glass, Unbreakable, and Split as superhero movies. I think you can call them superhero movies, but I do not think you can label them as comic book movies. And maybe we're splitting hairs a little bit. And again, I admit we're getting into semantics, but I believe it's an important distinction. So for me, myself, no. Split, Unbreakable, and Glass were not pre-existing comic books that a studio then took and adapted their story into a motion picture. Therefore, it is not a comic book movie. Superhero movie, maybe, but not a comic book hero movie, not to me. But maybe it is to you. What do you guys think? Jump in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. All right. With all that out of the way, we got a whole bunch of live questions you guys have been sending in. So let's jump over right now to the live questions. And we're